All right, all right. So the news broke that the Cardinals are going to release quarterback Kyler Murray. The Kyler Murray era in Arizona is done. It's over. It's bye-bye. And honestly, I just wanted to talk about it and talk about like what this means for Kyler Murray, for the Arizona Cardinals, because this has been one interesting roller coaster that Cardinals fans have went through over the past few years in his time with the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm going to go off script for this one. I didn't want to come up with a script for this because honestly, I just kind of wanted to vent. Is vent the right word? Nah, I just kind of wanted to air out some thoughts about it. Not really anything too like analytical, because honestly, this is one interesting situation, like I just said a little bit ago, because, you know, you got a lot of highs with Kyler Murray, especially at the beginning, and then you got some little bit of mixed, and then last year was just a lot of low, and, you know, it's crazy. There was a point in time when the Cardinals were not only a really good football team, but Kyler Murray was in the forefront of MVP back in 2021, and he was going crazy. That offense was so fun to watch, and their defense was aggressive and valiant. And looking back at it now, it's like we're so far removed from that. Like, it's only been 5 years, which 5 years is kind of a decently long time going into 2026. Like, holy crap. But at the same time, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that Kyler Murray was at the top of the league. And so for him, for Kyler Murray, what a downfall that it's been in Arizona. And this is coming from someone who I was a little bit higher on Kyler Murray than most people over these past couple of years. Like 2023 and 2024, like I was like, Kyler Murray's still good. He's still playing at a high level. 2024, they had a top 10 offense. Like, you know, why are people like not talking so why are they talking so negatively about Kyler Murray? And then, especially looking at some Cardinals games this year, I was like, oh, that's why. Yeah, he's not as good as he used to be. Definitely his decision making looks to be worse. His accuracy looks to be worse. And honestly, like, and also like, I'll say this as well, looking at what other Cardinals fans were saying about him and doing a little bit more research myself, and yeah, there was definitely a visible decline over these past couple of years that people were talking about, people were aware of, that I was not aware of. That's on me for not being well informed, but it's been an interesting decline. And I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird that Kyler Murray is about to be a free agent and go to another team. Because, I mean, I've just always known Kyler Murray to be an Arizona Cardinal. Obviously, that's the only team he's been on, right? But at the same time, I mean, they gave him so much money. They invested into him in a time that was kind of controversial, but when he was still considered one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And so for them to release him and decide to move on, I don't know. I don't know like what other word to describe it other than like it's interesting, it's sad, it's kind of surreal. I don't know. Like, seeing Kyler Murray in another uniform in 2026 is going to be odd. Seeing him in a uniform with the Jets or with the Dolphins, I don't know. Would he be a backup somewhere? I'm not sure. But for the Arizona Cardinals, it really is interesting because now what are they going to do at quarterback? Because there's not a lot of options available to them. You could go for Malik Willis, the backup quarterback in Green Bay. He's definitely going to be one of the hottest commodities on the market. But are the Cardinals, you know, they're picking third overall in the draft. They didn't have a good year. Are they willing to spend the type of money necessary to bring in Malik Willis and be their starter? Or would they go for maybe a bridge? Would they stick with Jacoby Brissett, who played okay for them in the second half of last year? I mean, he definitely performed better than Kyler Murray. So if you want a bridge quarterback to tank next year and get one of these other quarterbacks coming out in 2027, maybe. But do you go for maybe Kirk Cousins, a guy that could, on paper, theoretically, like elevate your team a little bit more than a Jacoby Brissett? I don't know. Kirk Cousins definitely wants another opportunity to start. The Falcons are going to cut him. But I think looking at when Kirk Cousins played in place of Michael Penix, his arm looks to be in the gutter. Definitely doesn't look like the Kirk Cousins we knew him to be. I mean, there is kind of a reason they leaned on Michael Penix, and that is because the physical arm of Kirk Cousins is kind of in the gutter at this point. So maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know if they would do that. It's possible. They might have to because there's not a lot of options available. One option, though, that does have me a little bit interested is Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback projected to go in the second round of the NFL draft. Cardinals are picking 34th overall, I'm pretty sure. Obviously picking top 3 or top 5 in the second round. But you look at their head coach, Mike LaFleur, who just came from the Los Angeles Rams, and, Ty Simpson was he was linked to the Rams a lot as an option because the Rams are always picking late in the draft. They could probably take Ty Simpson late first round, maybe trade back and get him early second. He would definitely be in the ballpark in terms of draft position for the Rams to take him and have it justify and have it make sense. And Ty Simpson, in terms of a player, has a similar skill set to Matthew Stafford in terms of like his big arm strength, but also he brings some extra playmaking ability and what he was able to do at Alabama with a very inconsistent run game. And he had some good receivers. Jeremy Bernard was good. Ryan Williams kind of fell off a cliff compared to his freshman year at Alabama. But, considering that, Ty Simpson was able to make some good plays, and there's stuff in there that I like from Ty Simpson. Coming from a Tennessee Volunteers fan, Ty Simpson is a solid prospect. He's definitely worthy of taking at the top of the second round, at least right now to me. Also had a decent showing at the Combine too. So take that for what you will. Maybe do you take a chance on Talon King? I can't remember what college he's coming out of, but he absolutely nuked the Combine for quarterbacks. He's like 240, and he ran like a 4.36 or something like that. He is insane. Or was it a 4.36 that he ran? No, he didn't run a 4.36. That's not possible. No way he ran a 4.36. Maybe it was like a 4.46. I think that's what it was, a 4.46. Because he's a big quarterback, big arm, great mobility. Maybe you take a chance on a guy like that. Possibly. That would make some sense, maybe. Then you start Jacoby Brissett, and then you let him sit and develop. Definitely need some time for that. Maybe in the third round, do you take a chance on Drew Aller? Maybe. Or do you take Carson Beck? Possibly. Carson Beck, not the most physically gifted quarterback by any means, but he's accurate. Has some really good throws in Miami. Has some really good throws in the Combine. He's someone that definitely has a high floor, right? But some people have linked him to the Browns because of his connection to Todd Monken, who was the OC at Georgia before going to Baltimore a few years back. So there's a possibility there, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the Cardinals do at quarterback, because without Kyler Murray, I mean, they are definitely going to be one of the worst teams in football next year. And with the head coach and Michael LaFleur that I'm already not excited about by any means. I mean, I said it when I did my video ranking all the 10 head coaching hires this coaching cycle. He was at the bottom of the list for me, and I even said that he wasn't even the best head coaching candidate on the Los Angeles Rams. I thought Chris Shula was a much better candidate. But guess what? The Rams get to keep him for another year. So maybe the Rams are definitely going to be in that conversation for a Super Bowl contender. We'll have to see what happens with Matthew Stafford. But we'll have to see. I mean, the Cardinals are definitely going to be one of the worst teams in football next year. They have no answer at quarterback. The answers that they could have are very limited and also not very great comparatively to where you would want to be if you're the Arizona Cardinals. We'll have to see, but I don't know. It's an interesting time for Kyler Murray to be out of Arizona, and where does he go? Will he go to the Jets? Will he go to the Dolphins? A lot of people have linked him to the New York Jets and to work with Aaron Glenn. Does Breece Hall come back? He was franchise tagged. That does not excite me by any means. I mean, what connection is there for Kyler Murray to make sense to go to the New York Jets other than, the New York Jets need a quarterback? I don't really know. I mean, and also Kyler Murray, it's so interesting because Kyler Murray, I'm going to go back to him a little bit more for a second here before we wrap it up, because I don't know if Kyler Murray necessarily got worse. Like, watching him play, like, he looks like the same player. Instead of it being like he regressed because he got worse, to me, it looks a little more like he didn't get worse because he got worse more than the rest of the NFL around him got better. Defenses got better. Pass rushers got better. And his offensive line, was that Chargers offensive line good last year? they have good players. I can't remember. Someone let me know in the comments if the Cardinals' offensive line was good last year. I want to say yes, considering they had such a strong finish at 2024, but I can't be certain about that. The Cardinals are such a weird team for me to cover, just because, like, that's one of the teams I'll admit is, like, I'm least knowledgeable about. I try my best to be as knowledgeable as I can about all 32 teams, but obviously it's hard, and the Cardinals just happen to be near lower on the totem pole. I'll have to try and do better at that going into this offseason. I'll try my best. But it's difficult. Difficult for me trying to talk about the Cardinals. But I'll be interested to see what they do this offseason, because they have the 3rd overall pick in the draft. I think they're going to draft Spencer Managoa, the tackle out of Miami. I think that makes a lot of sense for them. Maybe they take Jeremiah Love with the questions with James Conner at running back. Maybe you just go ahead and take the best player available. That would definitely help them win more football games. So if that's where they want to go, then they would go there. But Managoa does make sense. You should probably, if you're a bad football team, taking an offensive lineman or defensive lineman at the top makes sense. You want to build and when you're in a rebuild, you want to start building out your trenches first, your offensive line, your defensive line. That makes some sense. And then maybe you take Ty Simpson in the 2nd round, or maybe you wait for the 3rd round and take like a Drew Allar, or wait for maybe the 4th on day 3 to take Carson Beck, wherever he lands. I don't know. There's some options available. Like if you want to let a quarterback sit and learn for a year and then start him in year 2, there's definitely an avenue. I think that makes the most sense for the Cardinals right now. I think that's what they should do, given the circumstances of their position. But that's all I really got to say about that, with the Cardinals releasing Kyler Murray. Quite the interesting time. What an interesting end to an era that really was up and down and mid and everything in between. Man, it's crazy to think the height of the Kyler Murray era in the Arizona Cardinals time was right before they faced the Green Bay Packers and lost that game, and it has been a bunch of this ever since. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this video. Wanted to make some more NFL news offseason content for you guys. Stay tuned, and for an early next week, I am going to have a full first round mock draft 1.0 for you guys to enjoy. So stay tuned for that. Be ready for that early next week. It's going to be a lot of fun to make. And also, if you made it this far, please consider hitting the like button and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot, helps me grow and spread my football passion to more and more people on this platform. I love talking about football. It's what I want to do as my professional career. So if you guys would help me out, it would really be fantastic. So please, I would appreciate it. And also, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Cardinals fans, how are you guys feeling about Kyler Murray being gone? I know a lot of you guys are ready for this move to happen. So I want to hear what you guys are thinking about everything, about the entire Kyler Murray era, what's happening right now. What do you think they're going to do this offseason at quarterback? I want to hear what you guys are thinking there as well. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this video. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys oh so very much. And as always, I will see you all next time.